Indecision, a poem written and recorded by Harley King. Inspired by the umbrellas, a painting by Renoir. I must listen to my heart. I cannot let my fears and doubts control me. I must make a decision soon. Sometimes I feel like the weather, blowing hot and cold, rainy one day and sunshiny the next. I look at the people around me and wish I had their confidence, their self-assurance, their commitment. They brought their umbrellas along today, knowing that it would rain. I left mine at home, choosing to get wet, to let the rain wash away my sins, my indiscretions. He is married to another woman. I know he will never belong to me. I only have a part of him, and only for a short time. Sure, he keeps me well and treats me like a queen. I have my own apartment, all the clothes and jewelry that I need. I don't have to work. There is so much that I should be thankful for. I should be on my knees, praising God for what he has given me. There are many who have it worse than me. They live from moment to moment, not knowing where their next meal will come from, or if they will have a bed to sleep on. I should not forget where I have come from. If it wasn't for him, I might still be there today, pregnant, barefoot with 10 children, and nothing to feed them. My father sold me to him when I was only 13, and I must admit that he has been good to me. He has never hit me like my father did. He has never raised his voice or called me names. He has been so patient, given me everything I asked for, except my freedom to love another. He keeps me for himself, makes love to me when he wishes. I suppose I should betray him, but I am afraid, not of him so much as of losing him. I can't say that I love him. In many ways, he did rescue me from a fate worse than hell. On certain days, though, I want more. A family of my own, a little white house with a picket fence. I don't like to share him with his wife, his children. I want him for myself. I walked the streets today wishing I had the strength to leave him, to run away. But each time I start out, I turn back. Maybe this is love. I don't know. I thought it would be more than this. He can be very romantic and tender. He brings me presents when he comes, but I think he grows tired of me. That he may have another woman, someone that he loves more than me. He spends less time than he once did. When I ask him about it, he says that his business has grown so much that he needs to spend more time managing it. But I know in my heart that it is another woman. I can see it in his eyes when he looks at me. I've heard him call her name when he is asleep, dreaming, I'm sure, about her. He tells me that his life has become more demanding and that he must spend more time at home. I do enjoy it when he makes love to me. I was a virgin when my father brought me to him. I still remember that day. It was rainy like this one. The streets were full of umbrellas. My father told me he had a surprise for me. My mother had packed a bag of my clothes and had given me a big hug. She promised me that everything would be much better where I was going. She said that she would come and visit when she could. It's been 12 years now, and she has never come. I have not seen my family since that day. In those early years, I would lie awake at night crying for her. I don't blame her. I know she and my father did what they thought best. What future did I have with them? I might have died of some disease or affliction. I might have ended up on the streets as a prostitute, as my older sister did. She came to visit me once. Her face covered with makeup, she looked so old, so worn out. She told me to be thankful for what I had. She said I should feel so lucky as to have someone taking care of me. I gave her a pair of my earrings and a small amount of cash that I had saved, but I never saw her again. I heard months later that she had been murdered by some rich man for fun. I had always looked up to her, almost worshipped her. As a child, I had followed her everywhere. She was more a mother to me than my own mother. She comforted me when I cried. She played games with me until I laughed. I wanted to go to her funeral, but there was none. They dumped her in a grave for the poor and less fortunate. They didn't even make her a coffin. They simply dug a big hole and tossed in the bodies of the dead. They stripped them of their clothes and jewelry and shoved them in on top of each other. I was horrified when I found out what had been done to her body. I begged my lover to retrieve her body and to bury it properly. He said that it was impossible because the city did not keep records of who was buried in what grave. And there were thousands of graves. On occasion, I have thought of killing myself, but I'm afraid that someone will simply dump me in a hole like my sister. My days are long and boring when he is not here. I have no friends, so I walk by myself through the streets. Sometimes I will stop in a cafe and watch the people. I listen in on other people's conversations. I imagine their lives, and for a few moments, I become them. I listen to the poets recite their torments in verse. I listen to the philosophers reinventing the world and arguing about how best to change it. I have taken up writing stories and poetry. I don't show it to anyone, not even him. I keep my writing locked away in a desk drawer. I am not very good, but it gives me something to do. It helps to soothe the pain I feel. I wish I could decide what to do. I search for answers in the raindrops. I pray for a sign from God. Everything then becomes a sign, and I don't act. I am safe and secure. I know where my next meal will come from. I thank God that my lover came into my life when he did, or I would probably be dead like my sister. I listen to my heart and act upon what my mind tells me. I know I won't leave him today. I only dream of leaving him. Thank God.